Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kat. In this video, I want to share with you why I'm very happy with my current job, a healthcare strategy consultant. So if you have been watching my videos, you know that I joined my current company after I graduate, early mid this year. So it has been 6-7 months in this current company, and I have to say I am quite satisfied with my current job. And I will use this video to tell you my experience in my company and hopefully help you if you are trying to decide if you should pursue healthcare consulting. Of course, take my advice with a grain of salt, because if you ask 100 people, 100 people will tell you different opinions of their experience. So just a disclaimer, within this video is literally just my personal experience, and I want to share with you since you have been witnessed this whole journey of me being a consultant and start my journey when I started this YouTube channel. So if you've been watching my videos, I really appreciate it. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you're new here, I'm Kat. I joined consulting about half a year ago. And in this channel, I share with you all career opportunities if you have a PhD, JD or MD, advanced degrees, and want to explore a non-traditional career path. With all that being said, let's get started. As I alluded at the beginning of this video, my experience has been really positive. And of course, as a consultant, I want to use a consultant way to dissect into why I am happy and pleased to work in consulting so far. So I want to use 3 different aspects to tell you that why I think my job is awesome. And I welcome everybody to ask me any questions, and hopefully I can address any of your concerns if you're debating if you should join consulting or not. And this is a video that really just from my perspective, how I felt in the last 6 months. Just keep that in mind, okay? So first of all, I think I am really happy with my current job is because the projects. And what these projects bring are the fulfillments, which, it is really hard to find in most of the jobs. I've worked in my last 6 months about 6-7 projects so far, and currently I am still staffed on 2 projects, which will run towards January 2022. I cannot believe I said that 2022. Yes, so I'm still currently on 2 projects, but in the past, I think I've worked on about 6 projects. And all these projects have been really interesting, to my surprise, of course. So I joined consulting with the mindset that I for sure can learn a lot of things, but maybe not all the projects would be interesting, right? So I told myself it is okay, once in a while that you got some difficult projects potentially, or, boring projects. Then you just, it's short, so it'll be fun. You will get a new project, right? However, to my surprise, really, all my past projects, including the 2 current ones that I'm doing, are all very interesting. They're not only interesting intellectually, because the questions are complex and it needs a lot of knowledge to solve it, but also it is interesting because it covers so many different areas of the industry that I was not exposed to prior joining consulting, right? I was a PhD student studying neurodevelopmental disorders in a genetics lab, right? And growing up, I'm always, into the biology, of course, as well as the science. But because your focus is so narrow that you know that field so well, but not the other parts, right? However, in the last 6 months in consulting, I learned so much within the life science sector. So for example, I knew in grad school that how a drug potentially can be developed. I was mostly certainly sure about the mechanism behind that drug, right? That would be my comfort zone, right? But in consulting, I learned that post-discovery phase of development, there are so many more steps before a patient can get a drug. And then this whole landscape was missing before consulting for me, right? I know post-discovery, let's say you identify a drug target, you have to take this drug and do some big animal studies and move forward to clinical trials. And then you have 3 stages of clinical trials, and then you get FDA approval, and that's it, right? Like, you know the general picture of the drug development, but you don't know the actual details going into it, right? I didn't know how complicated just manufacturing a drug with certain licenses. Like, all the drugs currently on the market, they are not some drugs that you just formulate in a lab and then you take it, right? It needs very rigorous testing, and it has to be under certain regulation, right? And then that means you have the whole sector within the drug development called CMC manufacturing, right? So this whole thing, I was just not aware of this. I know you might have to manufacture a drug, but I didn't know all the details within it, right? So that was very interesting to me as well. All these projects really just helped me learn so much, not only within the drug development industry, but also different modalities currently out there for advanced therapies, as well as new platforms for diagnosing different diseases. It is such a fascinating industry out there that I was missing the whole time. It really just first satisfied my intellectual curiosity, which all my friends knows that I'm a very curious person. So this really fulfilled my curiosity there. Second of all, by doing all these projects, I'm really contributing with my knowledge to the clients who potentially can better patients' quality of lives, right? So this really brings fulfillment to my lives, and I really enjoy this part of it. And this have to be the biggest reason that why I love my job so much. But this is only, I would say 50% of it, right? Because ultimately, this is just like when back in grad school, how I pick a lab that I want to join, because it is the research area that I'm really interested in, right? However, if only the research area is interesting, right, when you choose a lab as a grad student, then you might not be happy the whole time. You might be interested in your research topic or your thesis topic, but you might not be happy the whole time. Does that make sense? The rest of the 50% is from your lab members, from your friends, right? All other factors contribute to your ultimate success as well as happiness in grad school. The same rule applies in consulting currently, as I would imagine apply to all other jobs, that the work itself only accounts for 50% of your happiness. The rest 50% are from 2 different other aspects. One is your team, and second is work-life balance. It's the people, it's the team in the company that makes you happy, makes you want to go to the work every day to work with them, right? I mean, you are not isolated to do all the work on your own. And if that happens, that is not the ideal situation for your career development. You have to move on, somehow maybe engage with another group of people that you like to work with in another department of your company, or you just potentially have to leave, because working on your own is not an ideal situation outside of the lab. Even within the lab, you have to collaborate with other people, right? So team is very important to me. I enjoy working with people who are smart, who are fun, and this is really important to, help my mental capability to do the excellent work. And so far, the number of projects at the WorkCon means the number of teams that I've been in, right? And that just means all my past 6 teams plus the current 2 teams that I've been in have been awesome. Everybody is really smart, they can have different personalities that you might engage better with certain people, maybe not as much with the others, but that doesn't mean, they are good colleagues. They're very supportive, they're helpful, and that's all you ask for as colleagues, right? They don't all have to be your best friends. So that is just really tremendously helpful. And because it was my first jobs and, transition from academia to industry, it was a little bit challenging because one of my biggest fear was I would not meet smart people just like in my previous lab. However, my current company, everybody is really smart and helpful, which I really appreciate. The other aspect of the team is your mentor. So I have been extremely fortunate to have a mentor or have a couple mentors really help me along the way in my past 6 months to tell me which are my strengths, which are my weakness, so I can improve them. And I think this is really critical to thrive in the consulting industry, because it is an industry that has a reputation of having a real-time feedback system. It is very thorough, which many people might not like, but I definitely appreciate. I love getting feedback. If I can improve, why not? And if I can improve early, why not? So I really appreciate that all my mentors can give feedback to me as soon as possible, as early as possible, that I can improve along the way. So I would say that, I am not me 6 months ago anymore, that I gained so much different skill sets and I know how to better engage in a team or improve my presentation, writing skills, client management, and everything. So it has been really helpful team and atmosphere environment that you want to immerse yourself in. So that's the second part. Third part, the work-life balance. I have to say it is really important, okay? Back in grad school, you don't really have work-life balance. You go to the lab whenever you can because your mice need you, your bacteria need you, your experiments need you, right? But when you start working, you have to set boundaries. When is your working time? When is your rest time? You have to enjoy personal time during the weekend. And I am so grateful that in my last at least 6 months, my team really respect these boundaries. We never work on weekends. If there's certain deadline that we have to meet, we all help each other to, do the work more efficiently so everybody can be out for the evenings and weekends. So I think this is really important, and I'm sure if you're a grad student right now, you can really fully understand, because I would imagine I would not. But just a tip that when you choose a company, that is very important, because you don't want to burn out. You want to be in an environment that is fun, that is enjoyable, that is sustainable. Okay? So these are really my 3 big points. If I have to divide them, 50% is the work, 30% is the team, and 20% is work-life balance, okay? The percentage really didn't mean anything and is very subjective. It is just me. But my current job, my current company really just fulfilled all these 100%. I'm really grateful. I would like to thank all of you who have been watching my channels in the past year almost, and have a wonderful 2022. Hopefully you will enjoy more videos coming in the new year. Definitely please let me know if you have any questions or comments on my videos, on the content, and I can try my best to address them. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.